Well, researchers at the Dauphin Island Sea Lab want to get samples from the Gulf to see what could happen if the slick reaches our area. Fox 10's Renee Dials continuing our team coverage for you tonight in the studio.
Lenise, the director of the Sea Lab, says samples from the Gulf will be vital in helping. A crew from the Sea Lab returned to Dauphin Island this morning sooner than expected. Jana Herman says they had planned to go about 35 miles out into the Gulf to collect top-to-bottom samples. They only made it 12 miles south when they ran into equipment problems and high winds.
Yeah, our sampling gear wasn't working properly. We have some computer issues, something with the program.
The weather's pretty rough out there right now. This is not a huge boat, and so when they're running almost 6 feet offshore, so that's too big for us.
The Sea Lab routinely collects samples, but Dr. George Crozier says the process this time is crucial.
If we don't know what it was like before we have an impact, then it's very difficult to gauge or to value the impact itself. Is it worse than it was?
The Sea Lab director says the same high winds that hampered their efforts Tuesday are also providing some protection for the Gulf Coast.
That weather is holding the spill more or less on site. It's keeping it to the south of the central Gulf Coast. And until the weather changes and it starts moving north again, we don't anticipate any problem.
Even though the crew didn't get the samples they were looking for today, they haven't given up. They plan to head back out once the weather clears.
We'll go out when the weather changes and before the spill starts moving this way again.
Now, Dr. Crozier says it is still too early to determine what kind of impact the oil could have on the Gulf Coast. He says right now the Chandelier Sound off the Louisiana coast appears to be more threatened than our immediate area. Lenise?
All right, thank you, Renee.